make sure to watch all the way to the end because we have a bunch of funny bloopers. Hey guys, it's Meg, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 tips on how to make the cheer team physical-wise. That's probably not the right way to say it. And I'm in a little bit different part of my room today because I'm filming in daylight. She's awake. Anyway, I should address Ava. If you don't already know her, she is here to help me today. So first, we should mention that, it is titled How to Make the Cheer Team, but I'm not an expert or anything, clearly, but I thought I'd give you some tips, and I know, like, when I would wonder how to make it, that's just what I would, like, type into Google. I'll be talking about the more physical stuff, and then she'll be talking about the attitude on her channel. And there's 50% attitude, 50% physical. She is My Life is Ava, so if you click her face right now, which is kind of cool, you can subscribe to her, which you should obviously do. So we hope you enjoy the video, and thanks so much for watching. Okay, so the first tip is endurance. Number 1, having the endurance to try out and hopefully once you make the team, be able to work and be on the team.
Yeah, endurance is a huge part of making any sort of team, whether it's like sports or, like cheer or dance. When I made the dance team, I was like, yeah, like I made it. But then the first routine we ever did, I was like dying the entire time because I did not have the endurance to like do it, so.
It's hard, it's so fast paced. So our best tip for improving your endurance before tryouts is to start a couple months before, so now, if your tryouts are in, when is your schools?
I think like March or May or April.
So yeah, start now and start working on sprints. So that means, if you can take about 20 minutes out of your day, 3 or 4 times a week, to go to like a field near your house or something like that.
Or your high schools.
Oh yeah, you could work if you have a track team or a track field. I never had one of those. Well, maybe we did and I just didn't know it because I don't run. But you can work on sprints like that. So sprints have really worked for me when I was trying to get ready for UCF tryouts because those were so hard, and thank God I did them because I really needed the extra endurance. So if you want to try out that tip, it'll be all explained in the description below.
And also, it doesn't just have to be sprints that build your endurance. I think if you work out and you do cardio and you just take yourself to like a little bit over that next level, then it'll really help you, because I know like a huge problem with myself, and I'm sure like a ton of all of us, is we get kind of like lazy when we work out. So we like do our workout until it like hurts a little bit and then we stop, but that's not going to build your endurance. You need to like do it until you can't do it anymore.
If you don't feel a bit of a burn, it's probably not working.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Okay, so the next physical element is tumbling, and obviously since you're all trying out for different levels, I can't go into too much of specifics, but our number 1 tip is to get the skill that's right above your skill. So say you have a handspring and it's really, really good, go for the tuck. I'd say like start a couple months beforehand and try your best to learn it by going to like classes. You can do open gyms if private lessons are a bit too expensive. But what's most important here is that you perfect like the basics, or else you're not gonna have the height or the speed to move on to bigger skills.
It's definitely about technique. Like a good cheerleader or a good dancer can do like a ton of skills, but it's not gonna look clean and precise, and it's better to have amazing technique at the basics than sloppy technique at everything, because don't you get like graded on like your skill and your technique?
Yeah, you have to be able to do something well.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned. My tumbling, it was a bit self-taught, whereas friends, people I've been around, that I've taken the time to perfect the basic techniques first, it makes so much of a difference. Their tumbling is beautiful, it's higher, it's faster, it's cleaner.
So the next tip is to find a friend or a tumble buddy or somebody that's on the cheer team or the dance team that knows what they're doing and has experience, because from that you can gain their skill. You can kind of like ask them questions on like how to do stuff right, or like what the cheer team has to like offer. So if you go into tryouts and you already have somebody on the team that told you like, this is what we look for in the team, this is the skills you need to learn, this is what we've been talking about, you have kind of like a more precise knowledge of like what you're gonna be asked to do, and that's just gonna make you perform a lot better. So
no, exactly, you'll be so much more confident. And hopefully, I had like, this happened kind of by accident, but I had the sweetest people in the world who I was in contact with and who I tumbled with a bit before and stunted with before tryouts, which I was only there for like a couple months, but thank God that happened because it helped me so much. I was so much more confident, and I just felt like I really knew what I was going into. And that leads us perfectly into our next tip, which is the stunting element of physical. Gosh, we need a better word, but I'm gonna keep calling it physical. A lot of teams will have clinics, and as long as, I mean, I kind of lived halfway across the world and I couldn't make it to clinics, but if you live kind of close and you think you could drive there one weekend, they're so great. I've heard amazing things about them. That is really a way of making friends to keep in contact with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and working all of the stunts and tumbling that you'll need to know. So stunting is even harder to kind of explain on here because there are so many different ways, so many different levels, all girl, co-ed, all of that, but get people to work with you. Or it should probably say on the tryout packet what stunts are required, and then it may have a section that aren't required but they'd like to see. Pay attention to those. I think those are really important. Again, just find a friend like our last tip was, and get really involved at the gym, start working a lot harder, start going to all those open gyms, and the stunts will come with practice.
And at least know the stunts. It's really good to know what stunts they're talking about or what like moves. So I mean, even if I didn't know how to do like a switch leap, I knew what a switch leap was and kind of how to do it. I just wasn't there yet to do it like amazingly, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like if you know how to do a back handspring, like in your mind you know how to do it, you just can't put it like out there yet. It's good to at least know that when they're like, oh, do a back handspring, you're just like, what's that? Like, you know? So go into it like knowing the moves and knowing like the terminology of cheer.
Each trial is different, so some trials might even be like, well, how is it with a spot? Let's see it with a spot. Well, if you know what it is, you can try it with a spot. If you don't know what it is, then you'll just be like, kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, and our final tip for the physical elements is diet and workout. We kind of talked a bit about sprints earlier, but that was more specifically endurance because we felt it needed its own like point. But for diet and workout, what our main thing is about getting stronger and getting your body ready rather than just getting skinny.
Yeah, it's not about being like thin because you can overwork yourself and try to lose a ton of weight because like everybody else on the cheer team's like skinny, but you're gonna be so unhealthy feeling, and it's about muscle. Look at this is muscle. So you're gonna wanna eat food, you're gonna wanna eat foods that are gonna keep your energy up.
That's gonna be stuff like starchy fruit,
Like
protein bars.
Like grapes, protein bars, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Do not like undereat, don't like starve yourself or anything like that. It's completely, it's not worth it doing that.
It works against you.
It does work. It works completely against you, and then you may think like, oh, you know, like I'm so like sexy looking, and then you go into cheer tryouts and you could easily just like pass out because it's hard work. It's
then you
very
can't,
hard work.
Then you're like, oh wait, but I didn't build all this muscle that I needed to. And
You're weak. You feel really weak. So
we thought that was important to mention because it's a huge trap that a lot of, especially cheerleaders, fall into because it's all about lifting each other up in the air and wearing little uniforms and stuff like that. But in the real cheer world, that's just not what it's about.
It's about muscle. Don't forget to drink tons of water. I am horrible at that. I don't drink enough water, and I got 2 kidney infections when I was on the dance team. It was horrible.
That's so bad. And that's the thing, it's like you forget to drink water and then you're like so thirsty right before practice, but you don't want to drink a ton of water then because you'll have to pee.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for me. I cannot drink much before practice. I have to drink a lot a few hours before so that my body's like hydrated. So remember to do that.
Yeah.
So important.
You definitely want to keep hydrated all the time and keep like a protein bar with you or like a peanut butter type of thing because that has like a lot of like protein and energy in it, and it's gonna like make you feel full. So you just want to keep those 2 things like by your side while you're practicing and getting ready.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the top 5 tips on how to make the cheer team with the physical aspects. And now it's time to head on over to Ava's channel and watch how to do all the other stuff, which is like attitude, all of this stuff.
Very important stuff that you need to know, like crossing your arms, what not to do while you're in there, talking wise, you know, like how to just get ready for it and everything.
Yes, all the stuff we kind of figured out means a lot to the coaches that we've learned throughout the years are so important. And you have to keep up like a certain attitude because cheerleaders are obviously they have to have physical talent, but they also have to be like leaders. It's kind of in the word.
Like mentally in the right state. And if you have the skill but you're not mentally in the right state, you may not even make the cheer team based off of that because, you know, being a cheerleader isn't about like putting your leg up the highest it can go, or like being a dancer isn't about that either. It's about having that right attitude. So
yeah, and these are basically ways to just like, if you really love the sport, these will express them in the right way and help you. They'll like kind of like bind together or whatever to help you like be your best cheerleader that you could be. You like be your best.
This video and this is my video, and it's like
different gears of a clock.
Yeah.
Clock is you doing your best at cheer tryouts. Yeah. Yeah, she did that. So take some editing, but yeah. And an easy way to get to her channel is just clicking her face right now. So yeah, you're welcome. Just kidding. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. I feel like we filmed an outro, so now I don't know where to go. And roll scene.
Roll the muscle building scene.
And we filmed our outro?
I think we're good, yeah.
Yay. Model. And his like cheerleader to model. But we're cheerleaders. Or no, we're models.
Cheerleaders. Models.
Bend, step, bend, step. Onlookers, onlookers, we have onlookers. Oh wait, let's do like a heel kick. Or like, I don't, like.
It's gonna look weird, like it's so close.
1, 2, 3. Hello, campers! I want it to be like really weirdly close. Future tryouts, like come a little closer. A little bit closer. Do something cheerleader like. A little bit Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
I'll help you.
Thanks, Ava. My hero. 3 accents in that clip. Me, Meg. How to say Katniss? I volunteer as tribute. No, me.
Handle it.
You can't handle the truth. Excuse me. Hello. You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Smiling.
Smile. Yeah.
Like all like 1, 2.
Model.
Okay.
7:45. Perfect. Thank you, Emma. My hero. Cheerleaders. I like the wind and everything. Much lipsticks.
very red, much lipstick.
Very red. Very lipsticks. Much red. Okay. Ding! So it's interview time. Why do you want to be a cheerleader?
Because I love cheerleading.
Dance. Carnivals. Circus people. One sport.
It's my life.
How can you not love that?
I love it to death. I don't want it just because Brad is on the football team and I like him a lot.